morning, everyone. Welcome you all to international webinar on a green microwave extraction for alpha monoglycerin extract. I brief introducing you about OPF. Operant Pharmacy Federation aims to spread more about the pharmacy profession by organizing different exhibitions, conferences, webinars, workshops, seminars, and camps. We feel proud that OPF is one of the internationally recognized excel for biomedical and pharmaceutical industry. With high quality reviews, original research work, short communication, ethics forum, case reports, educational forum, and others, we aim to contribute our best effort in the field of pharmacy education and biomedical education. At Operant Pharmacy Federation, we are working hard to create a positive impact in the field of global healthcare. We are focusing on the research work, wellness, community pharmacy, along with the arrangement of national and international conventions, promotions to causes related to the pharmaceutical industry, ethics, business practices that are essential to ensure the success of our pharmacy profession. We are extremely glad to help the researchers their dissertation works as we believe that all the researchers are contributing equally in the field of pharmacy and biomedical. Our editors them help in their works and honor them their efforts in the same field. The research papers also make available online which helps the students and other researchers to knowing more about the industry. Today's international webinar, the theme is a green microwave extraction for alpha magnostin extracts to make the world green and luster. Our speaker will introduce you more about microwave and extraction to making the world green and luster. Now I am introducing our today's speaker, Dr. Fatfung. Dr. Fatfung Panchian Karnamak, currently working as Associate Professor of the Department of Pharmacognosy, Pharmaceutical Botany, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Prince of Songkhla University, Thailand. His main research interests are development of herbal medicines using green extractions and standardization methods, preparation of active constituents, this herbal extract, and plant tissue culture. He achieved include 90 publications in ISI and reputed international standard journals. He has 12 patents and 7 mini patents. He received many awards such as International Invention Award, Gold Medal and Special Award from Seoul International Invention Fair 2019, Gold Medal Award from 45th International Exhibitions of Inventions of Geneva 2017, Gold Medal Award from 13th Taipei International Invention Show and Technomart 2017, Gold Medal and 2 Special Awards from 10th International Warsaw Invention Show, Gold Medal and Special Award from International Invention Innovation Exhibition 2016, Gold Medal and Special Award from Business Innova Expo 2015, Silver Medal Award from 46th International Exhibition and Inventions of Geneva 2018. Dr. Farkum, having more than 30 years of research and teaching experience in field of pharmacognosy and pharmaceutical botany. I welcome you, Farkum sir, on behalf of Open Pharmacy Federation. Please proceed or today's webinar. Please, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, all participants, and thank you very much for your kind introduction. Today, I am very pleased to share my experience on the research on the herbal medicine. And everyone know that now is it the global trend for using the medicine for natural and phytomedicine or herbal medicine are in trend because most people believe that not only the efficacy for the treatment of many diseases, but also it's safe for human being. So many research have focused on the herbal medicine, and most of the research focus on the research for publication. But nowadays, we would like to make the product from the herbal extract for commercialization. So now it has some researcher that focus on to make the innovation from herbal extract. So nowadays there are two main objectives for research on the herbal medicine or herbal extract. The first one for publication. So for the publication, we need the novel notes. So most of the researchers use new and high technology for their research and try to get the good result. So they usually use the toxic organic solvent and high cost of technology, and most of the conventional method for plant extraction still need time or high time consuming. So you will see that if we perform the research in this manner, we can get a good result with novel technology or high technology, but we can not use the research for commercialization because most of the research still use organic solvent, and also it need high cost for production, and also the research usually focus on the pure compound, and it usually expensive because the pure compound from natural product they need many steps for purification, and also large amount of organic solvent that usually toxic. So now we have the new trend for research on herbal medicine. We try to make the innovations. For the innovation, we need creativity and also need a good quality of the research. But for innovation that can be used or applied for commercialization, the process for production should be simple and need low cost of the production, and also need the safety. As I told you that the previous research usually use toxic organic solvents, and it's not safe for consumer and also for the workers as well, and also not environmental friendly. So now the trend for research on herbal extract move to use clean technology for extraction. That's why today I would like to introduce a clean microwave extraction. What is the clean extraction? Uh, there are three main focus on clean extraction. The first one is all the solvent or material used should be environmental friendly. It's not only uh, friendly to the environmental, but also safe for human being. And also the method should reduce energy consumption. So then now if we use high energy consumption, then the temperature of the earth will be higher and higher. So it's not safe for both human and environmental. And the third focus is we need the high quality of the extract. Uh, the quality of the extract is depend on the content of the active compound. So we focus on the method that can produce high content of the active compound from the plant. There are 6 concepts for green extraction method. The first concept, the fourth concept is related to the raw material. For example, the first one is use the sustainable resource. I mean, if you use the plant, the parts of the plant that you should use should be leaf and fruit, or the part that when you collect it, it not destroy the plant. Because if you apply your method for commercialization, in that situation you need a large amount of the plant material. Then if you use the part of the plant that can be destroyed from harvestation, then it will be lost in the future. For example, we usually use the leaf or the fruit instead of the wood or the root, or we can use another source of plant. For example, plant tissue culture. This is the future trend that you can preserve the plant material. And the second concept is use the byproduct. I mean, you can increase the value of byproduct. For example, if you use the fruit peel from the fruit juice industry, then you can do extraction of the active compound from the byproduct from the fruit juice industry, and this is the way to increase the value from the waste. And the third concept is to use the alternative green solvents instead of the toxic organic solvent that usually used in the laboratory. For example, for my research, I focus on the pharmaceutical excipients that we usually use in the formulation process. Then we can reduce the use of the organic solvent. I will show you an example for extraction of alpha mangosteen. And the fourth concept is all materials should be biodegradable. Then we do not produce large amount of waste. And the fifth and the sixth concept is related to the extraction process. The fifth concept is use the extraction method that need only low energy. For example, in this lecture, I will introduce the microwave extraction that can reduce the energy consumption. And the sixth one is you have to make the process for extraction very simple. If you can reduce some step of extraction, it will help you to reduce the cost of production. For example, I usually reduce the step of solvent evaporation, because if we do solvent evaporation, then you will lost energy, lost solvent, and need the labor, and the process will be time consuming. So today I would like to introduce the microwave assisted extraction. This extraction method has been proved as the green extraction method. Why it has been proved as the green extraction method? Because microwave extraction can reduce the energy consumption. The heat from microwave is generated. It generated by two phenomena. The first is for ionic conduction, and the second is dipolar polarization. This means that if the plant cell contain polar compound, when it exposed to the microwave field, it will the ionic conduction and dipolarization will be take place, and this phenomena can produce high energy. This picture compare how microwave can produce the heat. When compared with the conventional heating, you will see that if we use the conventional heating from heater, the heat will transfer from heater to the vessel that contain solvent and pan cell, and the heat will be lost when it's transferred to the container and also to solvent. But from microwave heating, the heat will be generated from the pan cell, because inside the pan cell it contains moisture and contain the polar compound that can be vibrate and generate the heat when exposed to the microwave field. So you will see that the conventional method for extraction, some heat will be lost or some energy will be lost to the container and also the solvent. But from the microwave heating, the heat is generated from inside the cell, and the cell will get energy from inside the cell. This picture compares between two methods for extraction: conventional method and microwave method. You will see that by conventional method, the high temperature will be take place outside, from the outside to inside. So the paste that have high temperature will be at the container. But for the microwave extraction, the high temperature, the red color, will be inside, from inside the cell to outside. So for the conventional method, you will heat what you don't want to heat, for example, fat, vessel, or container. But for the microwave extraction, the heat will be take place inside. So in this situation, the cell will be broken more easier, because when the heat take place inside, the pressure will be high inside the cell, and the cell will be broken. And that's why microwave extraction need only short time, because after the cell broken, then the compound will be released into solvent. So no need to use for long time for extraction. If you use a conventional method, you have to heat until the pan cell have been broken, and then the compound will be released. And it takes very long time to make the cell broken. Then the compound will be exposed to the high temperature in longer time when compared to microwave extraction. So today I would like to show you my research experience on clean extraction using Garcinia mangostana as the plant material. For this plant, we use the fruit peel for extraction of the active compound. In Thailand, we have the formulation of the solution, topical solution, that used for treatment of wound or abscess. The Garcinia mangostana or mangosteen pericarp contain xanthone, namely alpha mangosteen. From the structure, you will see that the property is non-polar. It is a non-polar compound. This compound has yellow color. When you prepare the extract from the fruit peel, if you if the solvent is selective for this compound, the extract should be have yellow color. But when you use ethanol or ethyl alcohol for extraction, the extract will have dark color, dark purple color, because ethyl alcohol or ethanol is not selective for extraction of this compound. So ethanol is a bit more polar than this compound. So ethanol can extract other compounds that have more polar than alpha mangosteen. That's why the extract will have dark purple color. This compound have various pharmacological activity, including antimicrobial. Antimicrobial is the major biological activity of alpha mangosteen. Not only antimicrobial activity, but also anti-inflammation, antioxidant, and wound healing. So you will see that alpha mangosteen have various pharmacological activity that used for treatment of wound or infectious wound. And this compound also have the non-polar property, so it will be extracted by dichloromethane. It has been reported that dichloromethane is the most suitable solvent for extraction of alpha mangosteen when compared with ethanol, hexane, and water. If you use water, a very rare amount of the compound can be extracted, even ethanol or hexane. So when you would like to extract the active compound from the plant, you have to know the property of the active compound, at least it's polar or non-polar, and you have to determine the solvent that have polarity suitable for extraction. The general rule for extraction is I usually use like this so like it means if you would like to extract non-polar compound, you should use non-polar solvent. And if you would like to extract polar compound, then you should use polar solvent. By this case, alpha mangosteen has a bit non-polar property, then dichloromethane is the most suitable for extraction. But dichloromethane is non-polar. It is a toxic organic solvent, even if non-polar and suitable for extraction of alpha mangosteen. But from FDA, I think most FDA in the world not allowed to use dichloromethane for preparation of the plant extract that used for commercialization. From the toxicity, then we cannot use it, and we have to find an alternative clean solvent for extraction of alpha mangosteen. Because of we are pharmacists, then I think about the pharmaceutical excipients that used for formulation, and I select some component in the clean base because actually alpha mangosteen is non-polar. Then the suitable formulation should be clean because we need some constraint or the composition that can dissolve alpha mangosteen. If we prepare it in the form of topical solution that usually have water as the vehicle, that is really difficult to formulate. And if we use only ethanol extract, the appearance will be not good because it has dark color and low content of alpha mangosteen. So I think the preferable formulation should be clean, because in the clean bed it has oil phase and water phase. And I select the pharmaceutical excipient in the oil phase to try to extract alpha mangosteen. From the clean bed, we can select several components that have the polarity similar to dichlorobenzene. For example, mineral oil, isopropyl meristate, stearyl alcohol, cetyl alcohol, and propylene glycol. We select it from the water solubility of each compound, and to see if it's similar to dichlorobenzene or not. But interestingly, two of them are solid. Stearyl alcohol and cetyl alcohol are solid. Can you use this compound for extraction of the active compound from plant? If you are a pharmacist, you will know that these two components have low melting point. So in the condition for extraction, we usually use the temperature higher than its melting point. So in the extraction condition using microwave, we usually use the temperature about 70 to 90. So in this condition, these two components will be melted and will be transformed to be liquid. So it will act as the solvent for extraction. So we can use cetyl alcohol or stearyl alcohol as the solvent, alternative solvent for extraction. If our hypothesis that success, I will get the extract, alpha mangosteen extract, in the form of liquid or solid, and it will have yellow color. This is in my dream. And most of them can be used for formulation without the step of solvent evaporation, because it's very hard to evaporate this compound because it has very high boiling point. So we can skip the solvent evaporation and we can use it for formulation directly, because this component we usually use in the formula of clean base or oil base. So with this extract, we can skip the step of solvent evaporation, so we will not lose solvent, lost time, lost energy, and this process can reduce the cost of production. So we will get the formulation as cream or base like this, and it will contain the extract already contain the active compound alpha mangosteen. For the extraction of alpha mangosteen, it has been reported that microwave is the most suitable for extraction of alpha mangosteen when compared with shaking in water bath or socket extraction. You will see that when compared between the extraction method, the microwave extraction gives high yield when compared to the other, and also it use only short time for extraction. So in our research, we use microwave for extraction. When we do the extraction using microwave, we use the household microwave for extraction. But when we increase the scale for extraction, we use the large scale extractor. This microwave extractor can extract at least 40 liters. And our microwave also have the meter for determine the electricity that used for extraction. Then we can know that how low of the cost of energy that they use. Another important factor is the content of the active compound. As I told you that when we prepare the herbal extract, we need the herbal extract that contain high content of the active compound. So the quantitative analysis or quantitative analysis method is very important for standardization of the extract. In this case, we use HPLC for extraction because our HPLC method is nowadays very simple and use very short time for determination and very sensitive and accurate, and have high accuracy. In this case, we use the previous report for HPLC analysis of alpha mangosteen using the carbon 18 column eluted with ammonia fibrate. It's a mixture of formic acid and acetonitrile 30 to 70 and use isocratic dilution with a flow rate of 1 milliliter and detection wavelength is to 40 nanometer. So this is the chromatogram that shows the standard peak of alpha mangosteen. So when you would like to develop the method or the product of herbal medicine, you need the quantitative analysis for active compound because every batch of the herbal extract will be have the same quality. You have the same quality. If you do not standardize of the extract, it will have the quality different from batch to batch. This is the result from the extraction using alternative green solvent, including isopropyl methylate, ethylene glycol, mineral oil, sterol alcohol, and cetyl alcohol, compared with the previous report solvent dichloromethane. And we found that isopropyl methylate and cetyl alcohol can extract alpha mangosteen in high amount. Most of them give higher content of alpha mangosteen when compared with dichloromethane. For cetyl alcohol, it also gives the high content of the alpha mangosteen, but cetyl alcohol has higher melting point than cetyl alcohol. So sterol alcohol is a bit difficult to handle when we do extraction and filtration. So finally, we select isopropyl methylate and cetyl alcohol as the suitable alternative in solvent for extraction of alpha mangosteen. So this is the characteristic of cetyl alcohol. It like a wax, the solid, and isopropyl methylate is the liquid. And after we select the solvent for extraction, then we have to optimize the condition of microwave for extraction. Finally, after optimization, we can get both extract, and they gave the same content of alpha mangosteen, not less than 2% weight by weight of alpha mangosteen. When you use cetyl alcohol as the alternative green solvent after extraction and filtration, then you put it in the mold and it will be solidified at the room temperature, and the extract will be solid and have yellow color. And also for isopropyl methylate, after extract with microwave and filtration, it will be like a liquid, oily liquid. And both of them are non-polar. Then you can use only the formulation of the non-polar formula like cream, ointment, or balm, for example. And when we do extraction of 40 liters of the solvent, the time for extraction use only half an hour, and from the electricity used from the meter, we found that it used only 2.5 units for electricity, or it's about uh, 10 baht, 10 Thai baht for electricity. So you will see that the cost of production is very low. And the process is very simple. You just mix the powder and powder with the solvent and put in the microwave and set the condition and that you got it, and only half an hour, then filtration, and you will get the extract. After we got the extract, we determine the content of alpha mangosteen by HPLC, and by the HPLC chromatogram, you will see that the extract, which is the chromatogram of cetyl alcohol extract, it contains only major peaks. Isopropyl molybdate extract as well, it contains the major peak of alpha mangosteen, and a minor peak here, it might be the derivative of mangosteen, because it also have yellow color. So by this green method, I can get the extract that ready to use for formulation. Actually, we usually use cetyl alcohol or isopropyl molybdate 10% in the formula. For example, when you prepare balm, ointment, or cream, you use cetyl alcohol about 10%. If you use this kind of extract 10%, it already contains 0.2% alpha mangosteen in your formulation. So we can prepare lip balm or foot balm using this extract, or ointment or cream that have the antibacterial and anti-inflammation property. Or you can prepare oil base or cream from this kind of extract, and it also have anti-inflammatory and antibacterial activity. In oil base, you can use it orally, topical in oral mucosa for the isolation lesion in oral cavity. So this innovation we have already patent in Thailand for the method, for the green method for extraction of alpha mangosteen using alternative green solvent and microwave extraction, and another patent for the oil base that contain alpha mangosteen extract. And this innovation, we went to the Basel Innova Expo in Belgium in 2015, and got 2 awards from that competition. The first award is gold medal, and the second is special prize. This is a good idea in 2015 from Taiwan. And when you get the awards from competition, especially in the international competition, then your innovation will be more important. And after you got the award, then many companies will contact you because they are interested in your innovation. So this is another way that can help you to commercialize your product more easier. So in conclusion, if you would like to develop the herbal product, or to do the research for herbal product development, you have to use the quantitative analysis of the active compound. So you have to first you have to search for the method for quantitative analysis of your active compound. If there's previous report, then you can use that method. But if there is no report about the quantitative analysis, then you have to establish yourself, because this method is very important, not only for your research but also in the future for the quality control of the herbal product. Because if you do not do the quality control of the herbal product in terms of the active compound, the product will have variation for the quality from batch to batch, because the raw material that you got it or you collect it from natural, if you have not the same amount of the active compound. So every time you have to do quantitative analysis or standardization of the active compound. And when you do the process of the quality control, the cost of production will be higher, because you have to pay for the quantitative analysis. Then you have to optimize your process for production to reduce the cost of production. How can you reduce the cost of production? I would like to introduce the green microwave extraction, because in this method you can reduce the energy consumption and reduce the time. And if you use the green concept for preparation of herbal extract, then you can reduce the cost of production from the other route. For example, if you can skip the step of solvent evaporation, then you can reduce the cost of energy, cost of labor, cost of solvent. Or if you can use byproduct, then you can reduce the cost of raw material. So today I'm very proud to present my research work on the green extraction of alpha mangosteen. Thank you very much for your kind attention. If you have any question, then if I can answer, then I will share your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for Dr. Pakung for sharing your wonderful knowledge on green extractions and microwave extraction. Now the session is open for everyone. Anyone can ask the question by self-mute. From all the audience are unmuted from our side.
Yes, if no question now, then you can drop the question later.
Yeah, so the one question arises from Ajit Bhattacharya. What is the mechanism of action of alpha mangosteen?
The mechanism is, first you have to heat the cell and make it broken, make the cell broken. So in this method, the microwave will generate the heat from inside the cell, and cell will be more easier broken. And then it needs the solvent that can dissolve the compound into the solvent. So the second is you have to use the suitable solvent that have similar polarity as alpha mangosteen, and it will be dissolved in the solvent. Then you can get, do filtration and get the extract. So the mechanism is very simple. First, break the cell by heat, and then use the solvent, suitable solvent that can dissolve the compound.
Thank you, sir. So next question arises from Ravindra Singh. Can we prepare other dosage form from the extract, like suppose and dosage mixing the APIs with other base degrade the quality?
Yes, you can apply this method for other plants, but it depends on the property of your active compound. And I tell you that you have to know that your compound have polar or non-polar property, and you may determine or estimate the polar property of your compound by use several organic solvents first, and then select the most suitable and find another alternative solvent. For example, another path in my work, I did not tell you this time, but I will give you the idea. The lignacetine C, it from another, it is a naphtoprenone, and when we try with other organic solvent, we found that ethyl acetate is the most suitable for extraction. So now we know that ethyl acetate is the most suitable for extraction. Then we can find an alternative solvent that can use for extraction. So if you would like to use this for other plants, you have to try with your compound in polar or non-polar, and you can find other pharmaceutical excipients that have polarity similar to your active compound. And you can use microwave for every solvent. I used to use hexane or ethyl acetate in the microwave extraction. It's not dangerous, but you have to control it because these two solvents have a low boiling point. So every solvent can use microwave for extraction, and you have to select the suitable solvent for your compound.
Yes, sir. So the next question is, it is possible to preserve active components in the leaf extract through the microwave extraction?
Yes, with this with microwave extraction, you can
Yeah.
preserve more stability of your compound because it usually short time. I will give you an idea. If I do extraction for 1 liter, I use microwave for extraction. I use only 10 minutes for extraction process. But if I use reflux or chocolate, we have to do extraction more than 1 or 2 hours. So you will see that the active compound by microwave extraction, the active compound exposed to the heat in very short time. That's why it's more stable. When you do the reflux or chocolate apparatus, the active compound exposed to the heat for a long time. That's why it may be decomposed by the heat or by high temperature.
Yeah.
So microwave can by microwave you can get high content of the active compound when compared to the conventional method.
Yeah. So the next question from Disha Malik. For heat labeled drugs, can you suggest any other methods of extraction other than microwave, since the drugs is sensitive to heat?
For the heat labile compound, if it very heat labile, then you can use maceration. But it means that it just heat sensitive, but not sensitive for hydrolysis or oxidization. Because maceration no heat to use or ultrasonic extraction. You can use ultrasonic to accelerate the cell blockage. So ultrasonic may be suitable for this label.
Yeah. So the next question from Denny Satiria. It is possible if we want to virgin coconut oil extract compound from curcumin using MAE?
Yes, if curcumin dissolved in coconut oil, if curcumin dissolve well in coconut oil, then you can use coconut oil. In my experience, I also use vegetable oil as the alternative solvent for extraction.
Yeah.
But that active compound should be dissolved well in hexane, very non-polar compound. If it is very non-polar compound, then it can be dissolved in coconut oil or vegetable oil.
Yes. So next question from Arjit Bhattacharya. What is the benefits of alpha magnostin based foot balm over the other foot balm?
Yeah. When you use the foot balm, you would like to make skin soften, right? So it will, because alpha mangosteen have antioxidant, so it will, and also healing property. So when you use at the foot balm, it will make your foot healthy, more healthy, and skin will soft. How I tell you, you can make your foot. We can take care of your foot at your face.
Yeah.
From the antioxidant property, antibacterial property, and anti-inflammation property.
Yes, sir. Sir, one question arises from Karthik Digar. How much time take to getting complete extraction of alpha magnostin? At which temperature we can perform this experiment in microwave?
One more time, please. Read out me slowly.
Sir, how much time it take to getting complete extraction of alpha magnostin, and at which temperature we can perform the experiment in microwave?
Yeah. For alpha mangosteen, if we use cetyl alcohol or isopropyl meristate, the time it depends on the scale of your extraction. For example, if you use household microwave extraction, you can do the extraction within 10 minutes. And the temperature is about 90 degrees Celsius. But if you do large scale for extraction, the electricity power for large scale extractor, it will be higher. And when you increase the scale, the time will be increased. So for my experience, for 40 liters, I use 8 kilowatt of electric power city, and it takes only 24 minutes. So it depends on the scale of extraction. But the temperature we usually use about 90 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Next question. How to extract lipids from dry microalgae using microwave assisted extraction with ionic liquid?
With ionic.
Yeah.
With what? Ionic what?
Ionic liquid. So
Ionic
how we
liquid.
can? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we can use any ionic liquid as the alternative solvent. But you have to know that ionic liquid can extract your active compound or not. Ionic liquid can be very easy to produce heat because the ionic liquid, when exposed to the microwave field, it will generate heat very fast. So it is the advantage of ionic liquid. But the problem is ionic liquid can dissolve your active compound. You have to select the suitable. I tell you that you have to select the suitable solvent for your active compound.
And so the next question: why we can't use dichloromethane as solvent and then evaporate it from product?
Dichloromethane is a toxic organic solvent.
Okay.
You can search for the toxicity. It's toxic to your muscle and your nerve. So in Thailand, the Thai FDA allowed to use only water and ethanol as the solvent for extraction of medicinal plants. Other solvent they do not allow to use for extraction because of its toxicity. Even methanol also have toxicity to the nerve of eye.
Yeah. And the next question from Samsung Hitto. To select the cream base, which base type is more suitable for alpha mangosteen?
In this case, you have to try. You have to try which cream base that's suitable for alpha mangosteen. And after you get that more suitable, then you can select. And every compound have different suitable cream base. So first you have to try. But for me, when I select the cream base, I usually, if I don't want to try, I usually use the most common cream base, the most common cream base, and just select the oil phase for use as the alternative cream solvent.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So next question arises from Niladri Shekhar. In case of alpha mangosteen, is there any particular reason we should use green microwave extraction, or it is just due to cost effectiveness?
As I tell you that I use green extraction because I would like to reduce the cost of production. Reduce the cost of production, and also need the select the alternative green solvent for selectivity for extraction of alpha mangosteen. If I use ethanol, it also green solvent, but it not have selective to alpha mangosteen. Then when you do perform extraction with ethanol, you will get the dark color extract. And when you formulate add the cosmetic and the topical formulation, the appearance will be not accepted by the consumer or customer.
Yeah. So next question arises from Sonali Singh. What characters of the herbal drugs should have to be suitable for undergoing extraction with microwave extraction?
What can please?
So what characters of the herbal drugs should have to be suitable for undergoing extraction with green microwave extraction?
Yeah, every herbal drug can be used. Every microwave just the instrument that can produce energy inside the cell, because the herbal raw material, most of them have moisture in the raw material. In the cell still contain moisture or water, and also the polar compound. So every herbal drug can generate the heat when exposed to the microwave. So this microwave is the instrument that make the cell generate the heat inside the cell. But the most important, another important thing is you have to select the solvent that are suitable for the compound. So every plant material can be extracted using microwave extraction. Depend on the selection of the solvent.
Yeah. Yes, sir. One important question arises from Partha. If the plant part contains more than two APIs, then how we can isolate one API after doing microwave extraction? So if plant having hello, so if plant having two API, and how we can extract API, active pharmaceutical ingredients, active constituents.
Active constituent, yeah.
Yeah. So how we can isolate one API, one active pharmaceutical one active excipient by doing the microwave extraction?
Microwave extraction is not selective. Microwave extraction is not selective to the active compound. Microwave extraction just make the cell broken. The selectivity it depends on the solvent used. If the two compounds have different polarity, one polar and one non-polar, then you can select the solvent that's suitable, and it can isolate or separate these two compounds from the extract. But if it has similar, we cannot use microwave for isolation. Microwave is for extraction, but isolation you have to use the chromatography.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Anyone more available from audience? They can ask you, son.
Because
Yeah.
now in Thailand it's for lunchtime.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir, Dr. Professor Fartung, sir, for joining with us and sharing your wonderful knowledge on microwave assistance method on alpha magnostin. Thank you so much, sir, for joining with us and sharing your wonderful experience.
Okay, welcome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir.